Hi, my name is Rosiel, and this is the first episode of a series I'm gonna call Set Building. Now, before I got started, I went ahead and did some terraforming of the area around me, so that way I could just hop straight into house building. I have some materials right in front of me. This is a modded version of Minecraft, so in the description will be both the version as well as all the mods I used. So I think we should just get started. I am going to start by making a trail into a set of stairs that match with this construction mod called FramedCrafted, I believe, something like that. FramedBlocks is one of the big mods that I'm using. The main mods that I wanted for this series, as well as any other corresponding series, is more player models, which only goes up to 1.20.4, and waypoint, which goes, or waystones, which goes up to, I think, 1.21. So I'm currently using 1.20.1, which is what allows me to use some of these other ones, including like Doggy style, which aren't super important for gameplay now for set building. However, they are important to me. So I am going to start by just saying I am an amateur. I don't plan any of what I'm doing. I just dive right in and hope for the best. That vibration was someone sending me a text message because I didn't think to take my phone off my desk before I started recording. Anyways, another thing that kind of just proves how unprofessional I am listening to music in the background while I am working on this. I can't listen to it out loud as it risks me getting copyright struck, but I will listen to it in the background because that's how my brain works best. So let's get the front of the house done. Alright, hold on. That was a weird pause. I don't know what I was doing there. I do have a couple like early versions where I messed up quite a bit. I had my hotkeys set wrong. So anytime I typed in a command, because I was using cheats, because I sure as hell wasn't going to build a whole set in survival. Because at least right now, it's not anything that anyone would probably find interesting just because of how excessively long it would take to do. So, I do it modded. Alright. Woo! Wrong blocks. We're gonna do that. Then build it one more. And this is our base. Door. I think I'm gonna build a mini kitchen right here. So, this is gonna be a set built for more of a like medieval theme. So let's. Woo! I got another notification. I think it was Duolingo telling me like, hey, do your things or I will reset you, because I have been trying to work on my Spanish. Ooh. I think I'm gonna make the windows smaller because it'll just fit better. Now, I am going to use this furniture mod because I like some of the colors, as well as it has my modded woods gets turned into pieces, just with the way that this collaborates with other mods, which is really nice. Alright, I'm going to scroll. Whew. What do I want to use? Stripped oak would probably look nice. So I'm going to use the oven, the sink, the drawers, and the regular kitchen counter, because that's what's going to, this is going to be our frame, and then sink, and then oven. Ooh, that works pretty well. Alright, that's good. And then I'm going to set time today. Alright. Alright, I'm going to put these away and pull out these two, which are my like main working blocks. We're gonna go ahead and build up this side. I am now thinking the oak wasn't a great idea. Let's check out something else. Maybe dark oak? Let's see if dark oak looks better. So, as I said, I'm listening to music in the background. So, nope, that's canopy. And I'm struggling like not to sing to the music right now. Which, I don't like my own singing voice anyways, so like I don't know why my brain's like, ooh, you should sing. No, you should not. You don't like it. Alright, that there, and then the drawer. That's better. That contrast is a lot better. Okay. Right, I got the front of the house done. I got the first layers done. Alright. Then I'm going to build it up one more to make the ceiling. I'm going to go ahead and stick with oak for the ceiling. Ooh, I should probably grab the oak logs back. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and in the future, either, I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna do it on camera or not, but in the future I'm just gonna like scatter around some oak trees a little bit closer, like kind of assorted and everything, just so it's a little less like, ooh, a giant plain with some random trees over in the distance. Oak trees, right? Nutmeg trees, okay. Nice, but yep, regular oak logs. Okay, let's get back to work. So I am gonna go ahead and put these away and then get rid of these because they match a little too much. So I am going to actually use crayfish and use a mix of crayfish, specifically their bathroom, because their sink is probably the closest to what I'm looking for. And then for the Paladin, I'm going to use the toilet. Okay, I went too fast. Right here. I'm going to use the toilet and the bathtub, as well as the shower turns. And then I need some glass. I need glass panes, which will be in regular items. And that will be the next room I build. So let's build this up one more. And make this be like the... how do I want to do this? Alright. I think I'm going to make this the first wall of the bath. And then jet it in one more. Okay, and then we'll build it back this way. We're going to put a block here. And this is going to be the shower. And then this wall. And then I'm going to do it up one more. That was a dumb mistake. Put the shower head here. And then link together the handles and such. So when it turns on, it properly turns on. And then I am going to go ahead and do the basic toilet right here. And then build up the wall. and this will just be like a base. I think there is a toilet paper roll in here. Yep, I'm gonna do this, swap this around, and there we go. Just hovering off the ground. It's actually just attached to the wall. It looks good. So I will grab a water bottle later to add that in. And then I'm going to add the bathtub and have like the bathtub laying right. Actually, I think it'll be better this way. That way oh, that works too great. Not what I was looking for. But that way it's kind of like this is against the wall, so it looks like there's actually somewhere for the plumbing to go. Alright. That wall's built. And then I'm going to build out one more here. Actually, I'm going to put the sink down real quick. There we go. Maybe it's bad feng shui, but you know what? We die like men. I don't know what else to say about it. It's like, it's not going to be perfect. I wasn't planning on it to be. Maybe I'll make little edits behind the scene when I'm bored. But let's start with this. Build up this wall. I think what I might do is I might do a little window right here that's like a little higher off the ground. That way outside can be seen, but they can't see you. Because, you know, 2 blocks tall, like you can't really see much more than you'll see the ceiling and the walls, which isn't really much. Alright, I am going to block this off. I apologize for the like clicking. I don't have a quieter mouse. Alright, and then let's put all this spare stuff back here. And let's see if I can find a light source that doesn't feel like it shouldn't be here. Golden tin pots, white pots, trophies. If you couldn't tell, I didn't go through much of this. I just made sure everything worked. Which was my main goal with this entire thing, was making sure like the mods didn't crash out my entire game. So let's figure out what kind of like light source I can use. There's the lamps. I don't have any ceiling lights? Oh, wow, because all of these won't work real well with like, God, yeah, these all like, everything looks like, oh, wait a sec, hold on, light blocks. Do these work as like light sources? Hold on. Okay then. I guess Chisels and Bits does cooperate with my other mods. Let's see what's going on. Oh, little bits of water and lava. Good to know. Alright, what about glowstone? Yeah, let's see if glowstone will work. It does. So, there's an invisible light source on the ceiling. Oh, this will be so good for like photographs. Wow. Ooh, and I can center it like perfectly in the center of the room. Oh, that's nice. I'm gonna keep that in my back pocket. Ooh, that is a discovery. Alright, that's that built. Let's set it to day again. We are at about almost the 15-minute mark. I want to hit about 20 minutes before I even consider ending this episode. So what I think, because it's gonna be weird having this like one jetted out piece. So maybe I'll make this a little like dining space. And then I will make a living room over in this corner. And do like a lap around master bedroom. Or maybe I'll do 2 bedrooms, like a bigger, like a slightly bigger than the bathroom one here. Hold on, let's see about this. Let's do this. Oh, this might work. And then do like just to give it a little more of a unique shape. We'll go here. Make like a small walk-in closet space. Alright, and then I'll have it like slightly cut off the bedroom. Ooh, this is looking good. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, use this as like the living room space, dining room. Kind of have this be like a flow through walkway. I'll have a double door right here. This will be master bedroom or main bedroom. And then this wall will have to fully connect. So what I might also do is I will get rid of this pillar, sub it out with this pillar, and leave this as like a full wall. Alright. Okay. And then I can do windows right here. Alright. Yeah. And then have this be a full wall. Because then it's like super skinny. And I don't want like a super skinny a window. Alright. Alright. A little bit more. Alright, and this is like can be a kid's room or a guest bedroom. I know, like, again, this isn't like a set in stone thing. Like, if this was a series, there's no real reason for people to be like big families or need a guest room. But maybe this can be like an older couple who are empty nesters now, and they can take OP in as like their like child. Like, they teach OP all like the future going on and like everything they need to know about like being in this world. Alright, and then we're gonna do a pillar over here, and then once I get these done, I want them to match at least, so I'm going to decide what I'm going to do about the bedrooms, and then I think I'm gonna close out for the day. I'm gonna decorate the rooms. I'm gonna build up the walls, and then I'm gonna decorate the rooms. Alright, so I'm gonna build up this area, and then actually that's a good idea to have this like jet up a little bit, just to be like a like visual guide. And then I think I'm gonna do a large window or like a couple small windows for the closet space. I don't think I'm gonna put the roof in. I'll save that for another episode when I can like I know a little bit more, because that FramedBlock mod has some pieces that I think would look really nice for a roof. So I have a spare God, English apparently not my thing. I I have a spare world that's solely for me to make sure that these mods work how I want them to. This will allow me to add other mods and make sure they're all compatible and everything works properly. Alright. Alright. I don't want to do a bunch of like little or big windows, because I fall into the habit of that, is building like a bunch of like huge windows, and I'm like, it doesn't feel like the right style. Like natural light would definitely be like a big deal thing here. Actually, I am going to put basically supports in to kind of like get a feel for how like this fits, and then I'm going to I think that's about center. No, it's not. Alright. Anyways, this will work. It's center enough that you won't super notice it. Like, it's a pixel off, maybe. Right. But that's just so, like, in the case it gets dark. Alright. Anyways, I'm going to build this as if I was adding a huge window, because I can break up windows later. And then I can, like, use this as, like, my baseline. See how everything fits. Actually, 2 by 3s. And then, do I want to do a window here? Oh god, that lag was... maybe 3 small windows? That wouldn't be too bad to look at. Alright, gonna place in a floor. Ooh, I don't want that though. Ooh, actually though, this is a really good space for a desk. So I am just going to scooch over this door and make this like a little desk. And I am going to frame this. And just because I want it to like, I don't want to go through the effort of finding the wood right now, I'm gonna just use that for the stairs and make it a little archway. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, I think I know what I want to do. And then I will use carpets to kind of fill in the empty space that'll end up in the middle. And then I think, I think I'm gonna have to just make one big window and 2 smaller windows right here, because this room is an odd by an odd, so it's, the beds are gonna have to be off center, and then being off center with both the wall and the window kinda isn't nice. It doesn't look good. Alright, perfect. And then let's put all these away, and I think I'm going to use Paladin for the bed for the guest room. Let's do, because I'm gonna mix and match these. I'm gonna do a regular black sheets. Oh, but not jungle. Oh, not jungle. Let's do dark oak. That is... Oh, wait. Simple beds are, like, probably gonna be better for, like, a spare bedroom. Dead willow palm, mahogany. This is the modded mahogany. Redwood, fern, warp, mangrove, dark oak. Dark oak black. And then I am going to do the handcrafted dark oak beds. Fancy beds. And then I'm going to pair them with the red sheets. And then I will match that up with the dark oak drawers for here. So I'm gonna do that. And then, oh god, I don't have desk stuff, do I? Nope, not it. I do, but I don't think they'll match too well. So I think I'm gonna use the do I want? I don't think so. I think the MrCrayfish desk might look better. Yeah, let's do a dark oak desk in here. Actually, let's do this plain one here with this dark oak drawer over here, and then use the Paladin ones here. Or do I want to use the Paladin ones? Dining table, coffee table. Oh, coffee tables. Perfect. That's going to be nice for the living room. Alright. And then I'll do a multi-piece dark cabinet with drawers. And then is there an open? Ooh. Don't think so. Desk cabinet. Oh, but there is an open dark wood. That's the dining tables. Regular tables, classic tables. I am going to just look up desks and see what pops up from what. This is from Handcrafted. Alright, basic dark oak. This is Paladin. Oh, perfect. There's the matching. Alright, there we go. And then I am going to do bookshelves. We're going to do the chiseled ones. Make that like a baseline for just time set day. I'm going to put these here and here. Then I'll put books in them later. And then I am going to use these drawers. Hold on. My phone went off and I just want to make sure it's nothing important. Nope. Okay. So that looks good. It's simple. And then dark oak part. And then the dark oak desk. And then I'm going to do the off-center bed with the red sheets. They're very pretty, very stylish. And then I'm going to swap over to this spare bedroom. I'm going to put the dark oak bed right there. I'm going to put the drawer right here. And then the desk will work perfectly right there. And then I am going to swap it out for some carpets. Let's do a light gray carpet just kind of in the middle here. Kind of like make the space a little like less empty. And then I'm going to do a multicolored carpet in the other room. Let's mix together black and red. That is not unsettling at all. Alright. So I am going to do here to here. And then here. Ooh, that's a little off. And here. And then do a red center. And then fill the rest in with black. That's not that bad. I think there could be a little bit done to like fill in the space more. Let's see. Let's go to the Paladin furniture. Alright, we're hitting almost 30 minutes. So I think it's time to end it. I will do some more off camera. Or I might just wait until I make the next episode. But anyways, I really enjoyed hanging out with you today. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye!